All right, let's talk about something we all have. You know that little white disc on the ceiling? We pretty much ignore it, right? Well, until we really can't. Today, we're going to crack this thing open, figuratively of course, and look at the amazing physics that makes it your 24/7 guardian.
I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? How does it know? How can this little plastic circle tell the difference between some steam from your hot shower and, actual dangerous smoke? It's sensing stuff we can't even see sometimes. And the answer? Well, it's way cooler than you might think. So, here's the first big reveal. We always say the smoke detector, like it's just one thing. But it's not. There are actually two completely different technologies, two different ways these things sniff out trouble. And believe me, knowing the difference is super important. Okay, let's jump into type number 1, the ionization detector. And just like its name sounds a little intense, this detector is all about one thing: speed. It's built to catch those really fast fires. All right, I know what you're thinking. That word ionization can sound a little science-y. And when I tell you it uses a tiny bit of a radioactive source, don't panic. It's a material called americium-241, and it's totally safe. All it's doing is creating this super steady, predictable little electric current in the air inside the detector. Just imagine a perfectly calm, invisible river of electricity always flowing. So how does it get triggered? It's actually brilliant in its simplicity. So you've got that calm little river of electricity, right? It's just flowing along. But then smoke particles drift into the chamber. And what do? They act like a bunch of tiny rocks thrown into that river, totally disrupting the flow. The device's brain, the circuit, senses that disruption immediately, that drop in current, and wee-oo, the alarm screams.
And this is what it's made for. This whole method is amazing at detecting those super tiny, invisible particles you get from fast, flaming fires. We're talking about things like a grease fire in the kitchen, or if a piece of paper catches fire. It's the sprinter of smoke detectors.
But that's only half the story. Let's talk about our second guardian, the photoelectric detector. And this one's method is, well, it's completely different. It's not about an invisible river. This one is all about using light. So picture this. Inside this detector, you've got a little chamber. There's an LED light on one side and a light sensor on the other, but they're not lined up. The LED is shooting a beam of light that just misses the sensor. So normally, the chamber is totally dark. The sensor sees nothing, and all is quiet.
But then smoke starts to drift in. And those smoke particles, they're like millions of teeny tiny disco balls. They make that straight beam of light scatter and bounce all over the place. All of a sudden, that dark chamber is filled with light bouncing everywhere. And you guessed it, some of that scattered light hits the sensor. The second that sensor sees light it wasn't supposed to see, bam, alarm goes off. And this is its specialty, its superpower. This whole light scattering trick is way better at seeing the bigger, thicker smoke particles, the kind you get from those slow, smoldering fires. Think about a cigarette that's fallen onto a sofa cushion, or maybe an electrical short that's slowly starting to burn. That's its target.
Okay, so now we've met our two types of guardians, right? The speed demon and the smoke catcher. And this is where it all comes together and becomes, frankly, life-saving information. The question isn't which one is better. The real point is why you absolutely need both. Let's just break it down. You've got the ionization detector, your expert for fast, flaming fires. And you've got the photoelectric detector, your champion for those slow, smoldering fires. Here's the thing, you have no way of knowing what kind of fire might break out, so if you only have one type of detector, you're leaving a massive, dangerous blind spot in your home safety net. And this is why fire safety experts are like crystal clear on this. For full protection, you need both. You can do that with 2 different alarms, or, and this is way more common these days, you can get what's called a dual sensor alarm. It's one unit that has both of these amazing technologies packed right inside.
All right, so we've pretty much figured out the core mystery of how these things work. But there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to solve. Let's get practical and talk about, maybe the single most annoying sound in the entire world?
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That one, single, chirp. And why does it only ever happen at 3 a.m.? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not random and it's not just trying to drive you crazy. It's actually a very smart warning signal. Here's what's happening. As the battery gets weaker and weaker, it starts to struggle to give the detector the power it needs. The circuit is actually smart enough to notice this dip in voltage, so it sends out that little chirp. It's basically the detector's polite, if you know, incredibly annoying way of saying, hey, over here, my battery's dying and I can't do my job. So, with all that in mind, here's your quick and easy safety checklist. Number 1, test the alarm every single month. Just push the button. Easy. For the batteries, the best trick is to change them twice a year when you change your clocks for daylight saving. And here's the big one people always forget. You have to replace the entire alarm every 10 years. Those sensors wear out. And of course, make sure you've got both ionization and photoelectric protection in your home.
When you think about it, it's just incredible. It's so much more than a plastic disc on the ceiling. It's a little masterpiece of physics, working for you 24/7. Whether it's by sensing a disruption in an invisible current or seeing scattered light, it's detecting danger we can't see. And it gives us the one thing that matters most in a fire: time. So, next time you look up at the ceiling, I really hope you see it differently. Not just as that thing that yells at you when you burn the toast, but as this brilliant, elegant little guardian, using the basic laws of physics to stand watch over you and your family. Pretty amazing, right?